Let's have a look on today's Business Standard newspaper. So the first news is from the RBI NBFCs in the early talks to open up credit card business. This has done to breathe life into the 2004 circulation on shadow banks entry into the space. Now moving ahead to the another news, Suzlon seeks 40 to 100 crore bailout from the PFC REC. Bailout means they will get the financial assistance from PFC and REC because they are saying that PFC and RECs are the only power sectors company which have a good knowledge of power trading transactions. So they will in the return of 4200 crore they will uh, give some stocks or stakes in the company. Moving ahead to one of the news, keeping on the eye on global inflation pressure by finance minister. She is saying the global price of fuel is now a concern for all of us. Lata Mangeshkar is no more. In the past 12 months, her song was streamed 6.7 billion times on YouTube channel. Moving ahead, government is expecting a lot from PLI job targets from steel, auto, textile firms. These five sectors and the five sectors are targeting. You can see the magic numbers. These are the number of job that government is targeting for this year. CEO of Lupin, it's a big pharma company. Vinita Gupta is there. She's saying that we are working on developing a China pipeline, and it's very good news for the Lupin stock. News is from the Airtel to spend 1.717 trillion on subsidies in 5 years. Good news for the telecom. It's very good news for these stocks who is having these stocks, TCS, HDFC Bank, Infosys, Bajaj Finance, ICICI Bank, HUL. Then because they have crossed almost added 1.51 trillion to market capital. That's good for these stocks. Another good news from government is saying that infra booster give hope to the construction equipment makers, and it's good for the those companies who are manufacturing these heavy equipments. And it's a defense news. Finance Ministry eyes new ways to boost defense fund, says FFC recommendations, and are against good parliamentary practice. Capex trend, you can see that in the budget, it's increasing since 2018-19. Now we have around 150 to 370 crores. That's a huge amount for the defense. A news from the CRISIL side is a credit rating company. It's saying that LIC third largest but give highest return of on equity. Again, the very good news for the infrastructures. They are in they are saying that connecting rural UP with the rest, a road too far. So it's for sale bid to find the right seller for their lands. Six property of BSNL MTNL were put up for the sale in November 2021, but unfortunately no one was there to take the bid. It's a good news for the farmer. Sputnik Light gets DGCI approval, so I think we are very soon we are going to get the Sputnik Light also. And a part of that, one more news is there. Center to receive supply of Corbevax from 15th of February. Now, Chennai is the Congress CM phase for Punjab polls, and Election Commission opens physically campaigning ban on roadshows. America, Moscow can attack Ukraine with few weeks. Russia has assembled 70% of the military it needs to invade Ukraine, as per the Washington. US warned over 1,000 civilians death if Russia continues adding force, and it's not good for the uh, peace treaties and other countries who are in support of Ukraine. And we are also seeing the troops on the line. You can see these numbers, and I think the market is crushing and moving to the beer for the bond yielding too. A good news is coming on the behalf of China. It's good news for them, not for us. China builds city within a city to keep citizens and athletes apart. So we can see that how much China is concerned about their specific citizens and athletes. Here's the news of quantum technology. It's increasing day by day, and the funding for the project is also increasing every day. And we have seen that quantum communication has been created by the Indian Space Research Organization. Yesterday I said everything about that. You can go and check out my last day newspaper on Saturday's one. Here's one more news about the Digital India. Digital activity helps track data on economy. Let's see what co-founder and chief executive officer I Surtees is saying. Dream big but keep your feet on the ground. You can read all his conversation with the business standard and what he's saying about the investment. Now again, data from the status guru saying recurring worries over the rising crude oil every day. You can see this analysis charts. So now some news from the investor side. And Daba's healthy return comes riding on the growth triggers. Even distribution, new product contribution, and portfolio expansion are positive for this Dower India. And Dower is doing good. It's a great news that what is going on. If we talk about the market capitalization to the GDP ratio, it's around 1116 percentage and highest since 2007. You can check out what Mark Matthews is saying. He's the head for Asia at Julius Baer, a very big consulting firm, and he's saying that we are overweight on India and to the shorter tenure fixed deposits now to benefit from higher rates later. And some of the match funds maturity date with the horizon is there. You can see the percentage yield on maturity.